Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do just a simple everyday look that I quite often do. So I have already done my corrector. I've used my Tarte under eye corrector. And I have already put on my eyeshadow base, which of course is the Nars tinted smudgeproof. So first up I'm going to do foundation. Yes, so I bought a couple of shades. One's quite dark, so I actually lighten it with my Meccas Max, what do they call this, liquid lightener. I do have my actual shade as well, but I'm trying to use this one up as well. I just realised I didn't even tell you what the foundation was. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. The good thing about the Meccas Max lightener is it doesn't take much. You can put like a tiny drop in a good decent amount, and it works really well. You don't need a lot. And I haven't found that it affects the job the foundation is meant to do with any foundation I've tried, actually, be it matte, luminous. Not that I usually go for luminous foundations because of my skin type, which is oily combination. I get quite oily through my T-zone and then I get normal around the outside. There we go, I'm happy with that. So it's a medium coverage foundation. My other one that I'm liking at the moment is the Revlon colorstay. I use it quite often, and it has slightly more coverage than this, but it's not full coverage either. And this works well without a primer too. I've found most times for my everyday look, if I'm in a hurry, I don't have time to do a full routine, so I'm just reaching for things that'll work. Okay, next up we've got concealer. So I'm just using my favourite concealer at the moment, which is the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer, and mine is in Light Sand. I only have the mini version because when I was getting it off Sephora, the full size was sold out, so they have the travel size as well, which is quite handy in a way, but kind of frustrating when you want the full size. So you do not need a lot of this. This is, yeah, some in my eye, corner of my eye. I do a dab in here, and then a dab at the outer corner. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques sponge and I just work it around my eye, avoiding the lines that are right underneath, because it just, any concealer will just emphasize those lines. Same with the other eye. And then I set my eyes first. I find this McGrath Labs powder, this is in the shade Light 1, really good for under eyes, but not for the rest of my face. I just find it doesn't do me any favours, so I use another powder for that. And when I do this, I always use very little. If you go overboard, it's going to make you look tired, going to emphasize all your texture and lines basically. So I put a little bit in the lid, and I just have your little, I think this is a concealer brush from Sephora, 57, and I push onto my concealer. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And this one works the opposite to my other one. I can't use this under my eyes, it just emphasizes all the wrinkles and texture. But on the rest of my face, it's brilliant. So same thing, I just tip some into the, or shake some into the lid. Then take a fluffy brush. So I like to set my whole face, but paying special attention to my T-zone, which is where I get the most oily. Okay, eyebrows. I am still using my Benefit Brow Microfilling pen. So I'm just going, yeah. Still trying this for the season, but I'm going to do this off camera because it takes me a long time to do it with this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I also forgot, after I put powder on, I also like to just go over it with my sponge, just to get rid of the powdery look. Okay, now eyeshadow. So I go for something simple. I'm going to actually use the Maybelline Burgundy Bar. Which I started using before I made these videos, so I will be putting my thoughts on this. There it is, in the seasonal favourites. So I'm going for this one here first, and I'm going to put this one all over my eyelid. And then also taking it up into the transition and slightly higher. Same for the other eye. Next up, I am going to, oops, actually I need that again. Go to my, this is called the, so it's the Girl The Nudist eyeshadow palette. And this one will be in my seasonal update as well. So I'm going to taking this one here, and I'm just putting this on the corner to about halfway. Then I'm just going to take a clean blending brush, and just blend them together. And then I'm going to take the shade, this one here, on my finger. I'm going to put that across the lid. Then for the lower lash line, I basically just take a pencil brush and I take my first shade from the Maybelline palette, and I just run that across my lower lash line. And then for my inner corner, I like to use the lightest shade in the Burgundy Bar, which is this one, which is this one here. And I take it on the I think this is a wee, I don't know, come from a quad, like the wee tiny brushes. No. Wee tiny, I don't know what you call those. But anyway. I'm gonna put that on the inner corner, and then I also take some just under the eyebrow. Now I've already curled my lashes off camera, so now I'm going to apply mascara, and I'm just going to use my Revlon Volumazing that I've been testing out. Okay, and that's the mascara done, and I have a lot of mascara on my lids, so I'm going to wait for that to dry and then buff it off. Okay, next up I'm going to do my bronzer, which I'm using my Benefit Hoola bronzer, and again I've only got the mini. Sephora has yeah, been sold out a lot of stuff, so I've only got the wee tiny one. Well loved. I actually there's a story behind that. I actually had to rip the box open you can see, so I could get my brush in it. And then I like to take my sponge and just go over any harsh edges if there are any. Okay. Then I like to do my blush. This is another one that will be in my seasonal favourites and fails. This one, because I tried this before I started filming these videos. So this is a Catrice blush, water and sweatproof in the shade Berry. I'm just going to smile apples of my cheeks. Same for the other side. And then I just like to take my powder brush and just go over any mistakes if I've gone a little too close to my nose. And then as usual, I take my sponge and just go over the edges. For highlight, I'm using my Milani Dayglow, and it is in 02. Put it in a small C around the corner. And I will just put a tiny bit on either side, just above the brow, with whatever's remaining on the brush. And then, as always, go over it with my sponge. Next, I'm going to do lips. So I'm first of all going to wipe off any foundation. Then I'm going to take this lip liner, which is the Revlon Colorstay in the shade Natural. And then I'm going to take my finger and just press it in. Then I'm going to take my Revlon, this is a, what do they call this one? Super Lustrous in the shade Bare It All, which is just a simple bullet. And then I like to put a gloss over top, which, I'll find it, here it is. This is from Catrice. It's their Volumazing Lip Booster and 04. I think it did have a shade, but I cannot read what it's meant to say. And I'll put this up top. I have used that one before. I've used that lip combo before as well a few times, so it'll be another thing that'll be in my seasonal favourites and fails. Okay. I usually don't have time for a setting spray, so I don't usually bother with that for an everyday look. I do, however, set my brows. At the moment I'm just using my Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt, and it is in translucent. And there you have it. This is my everyday look. Okay, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!